everybody, welcome to math class. Today we're going to be talking about proportional relationships. So I have a little bit of a help today. Minion Dave is going to come help me talk about proportional relationships. But Minion Dave and three of his Minion buddies are going to the movies, and Gru was nice enough to give him $20 to go. When they got to the movie theaters, they saw that there was a special for popcorn. 2 boxes of popcorn for $7. 4 minions, probably going to want 4 boxes of popcorn. The fixed relationship is 2 boxes for $7, so 4 boxes would be $14. See, today what we're going to do is you're going to be able to recognize and represent proportional relationships between quantities, similar to what I did with the popcorn. Remember, a ratio is a fixed relationship between 2 or more things. So in this case, we have a fixed relationship between the number of boxes of popcorn and the amount that they cost, 2 to 7. So a ratio can be expressed as either a fraction, 2 over 7, or with the colon between the two numbers. All right, so after the movies, the minions want pizza. And we know that one pizza will feed 3 minions. But our group has now grown, and we have 12 minions to feed pizza to. So we need to figure out how much pizza we're going to need for all 12 minions. Well, if we know 1 pizza feeds 3, then 2 pizzas will feed 6, and 3 pizzas are going to feed 9, and 4 pizzas would feed 12 minions. So the ratio is 4 to 12. See, the more minions you have to feed, the more pizza you're going to need, and the number of minions and the number of pizza increase proportionally. So do you see the pattern? The number of minions and the number of pizzas grow at a constant rate. So we know for every 3 minions, we're going to need 1 pizza. For 12 minions, we're going to need 4 pizza, and basically we could go on and on. For 16 minions, we would need 5 pizzas. That's right. Okay, because these ratios are proportional to one another, we can say that they are equivalent ratios. So in this case, we have 1 to 3, and we have 4 to 12, and we can say, are those two equivalent? Based on our model here, yes, they are equivalent. Let's do it using math. There's a couple of ways to figure out if 2 ratios are equivalent. Okay, so remember what we're looking at here are the ratios 1 to 3, and we're asking if they are equivalent, if it is equivalent to the ratio 4 to 12. And looking at this ratio, we can see a couple of things. Well, we could see, well, 1 times 3 is 3, and so 4 times 3 is also 3, is 12. So we can see that these two, based on the fact that we're going to multiply both of them by 3, they are equivalent. So take a look at this. Let's go the opposite, or the other direction. Let's go horizontal here, and we can say, well, 1 times 4 is 4, and 3 times 4 equals 12. So yes, we can say that those are equivalent ratios. A proportion is an equation, or is the equation that states that 2 ratios are equal. 1 over 3 is equal to 4 over 12. And the proportion is read 1 is to 3 as 4 is to 12. So when one of the numbers is a proportion, and when one of the numbers is a proportion and it's not known, you can find that number by solving this proportion. Let's solve a proportion using equivalent ratios. So a minion dancing burns 70 calories in 10 minutes. How many calories does he burn in 60 minutes? Well, we'd have to set this up. Calories comes first, so we would say 70 calories in 10 minutes. How many for 60 minutes? So here's how our proportion would look when we set it up and wrote the equation. 70 over 10 is to C over 60. So how do we solve for C? Well, we could take a look and say, well, first off, we can see that 10 times 6 is 60. So you're thinking, what number can you multiply 10 by to get 60? And we say 6. And if we do that to the bottom, of course, we're also going to have to do the same thing to the top. So now we have 70 times 6, which gives us 420. So the minion would burn about 420 calories while dancing for 60 minutes. We can also do this using a tape diagram to find a proportional ratio. So here is a tape diagram, and what we're doing here is we say, okay, so we know that the minion burns 70 calories every 10 minutes. So if we add another 10 minutes, we're also going to add another 70 calories, so we get 140. And if we add another 10 minutes, we're going to add another 70 calories. So we're at 210 for 30 minutes. Another 10 minutes and another 70 calories. We're at 280 for 40 minutes. Another 10 minutes. So we're at 50 minutes and another 70 calories gives us 350. Our final 10 minutes to get to 60 minutes. And our last set of 70 calories gets us to 420 calories in 60 minutes. All right, so we can try and do a couple. Whoops. So we're looking at 1 over 5, and we're trying to find the equivalent ratio. So we're solving for z. We can see that 5 times 4 is 20. So if we multiply the top, 1 times 4 is 4. So we know that z is equal to 4. So we're saying 1 to 5 is equivalent to 4 to 20. So we're equivalent ratios. On the next one, we have 8 over 3 is equal to k over 18. So let's take a look. I don't see a relationship this way, 8 to 3, but I do see that we could actually multiply 3 times 6 to get 18. So we could actually multiply 8 times 6 to get the answer for k. 8 times 6 is 48. So k equals 48. And based on that, we are saying 8 to 3 is equivalent to 48 to 18. Those are equivalent ratios. The next one, 9 over n, equivalent to 99 over 22, we're going to solve for n and figure out the equivalent ratio. So looking at this, I can say, well, 9 times 11 is equal to 99, so it would be n times 11 is equal to 22. So we need to still figure out n. So we know n times 11 is equal to 22. And how do we solve this? We can go ahead and divide, and n is going to equal 2. So we could say 9 to 2 is equivalent to 99 to 22. All right, so definition of equivalent ratios: if two ratios have the same value when simplified, then they are called equivalent ratios. More about equivalent ratios. Equivalent ratios can be obtained by multiplying or dividing both sides by the same non-zero number. For your notes today, you want to make sure that you put in your notebook equivalent ratios. Ratios that are equivalent are called proportional ratios. Equivalent ratios can be obtained by multiplying or dividing both sides by the same non-zero number, and you can use cross multiplication to determine if ratios are equivalent. All right, well, that's it for math class today, so we'll see you tomorrow.